Okay, so before I talk about anything else, I should probably talk about sensory processing because I think that's come up in every video that I've made so far. This is my fourth. So, sensory processing disorder is a common occurrence with autism, and I think in the new um, diagnostic manual that's coming out, I think they're adding sensory issues into the diagnosis. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's definitely a problem that can be found in all of us, and all of us experience it a little bit differently. So I'll just tell you how I experience it. Um, so sensory processing disorder can be hyper or hyposensitive to any of or all of the five senses. So, for hearing, I have I'm really sensitive to sound. When I'm talking to somebody, and this is part of the reason why I have trouble concentrating on what people are saying is because I can hear little sounds in the background that nobody else can notice, and they are so loud for me that I just can't hear anything else. So when it comes to like writing exams at school, I can't write an exam with the class because I can't focus on my paper in front of me when there's like pens clicking, papers moving, or sometimes even breathing because it's so loud for me, all of these things when I'm trying to focus. In fact, the last exam I wrote in the public room before I received accommodations, there was 1,000 or so people, because it was a large university, in the auditorium writing an exam, and I was in one corner, and way on the other corner there was a professor whispering to another professor that was 1,000 people away from me, and all I could focus on was their whispering. I could not concentrate on my exam at all. I mean, they weren't even anywhere near me. So yeah, sound is definitely an issue with me. I also have problems with loud sounds like trucks going by or sirens. They really kind of, it hurts. It physically hurts my ears when I hear those kind of sounds. When it comes to sight, I have a lot of problem with bright lights. I always wear my sunglasses. Sometimes I wear them indoors. And I find that the sun, or even when the sun's not out but it's still daylight, my eyes just get so sore. I can't keep them open. So that's another sensory issue that I have. Touch is another big issue. I don't like being touched. I don't care if you're my best friend. I don't care if you're my mom or my dad. I don't care if you're a stranger on the street. I don't want to be touched. I don't like it. I can sometimes hug you. Like, I will hug some people, but I don't like unexpected touch. I don't like light touch especially. And people don't understand that hurts. Light touch, particularly, it hurts when people do that. So, I mean, if I move away from you when you touch, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to avoid pain, and that's what it is. So maybe, if you touch somebody and they move away from you, maybe you should stop touching them because I have somebody at school right now who keeps touching me and I keep moving away and they can't seem to get the hint. So pretty soon they'll be getting a verbal hint. And I also, in terms of touch, have certain fabrics I can't wear. I remember when I was a kid, I used to have to wear dresses sometimes, and they would always have lace under them. Oh, I hate the feel of lace. I hate it. And one time in particular, I think it was for my first communion, I had to wear this lacy dress, and I remember I was covered almost head to toe underneath that dress with Band-Aids so I didn't have to feel the lace. It's horrible. Tags on my clothes, they hurt. They scratch against me and I have to cut them off. I don't like really tight things, really tight clothes. And I don't like really, I don't know, there's a lot of different kind of fabrics that I don't like. Wool is a big one. I don't like turtlenecks. Taste and smell are not quite as bad. I am sensitive to some smells, like particularly cigarettes and perfume. I find overwhelming, and if you sit next to me with either a cigarette in your mouth or a heavy perfume on, I am going to move away from you because it makes me feel sick. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. These sensory issues can cause me to meltdown when it gets too overwhelming. And a lot of my meltdowns, even at work, I've had meltdowns over sensory issues. And I find, I don't know if this is part of sensory, I would say it is. Sensory overload is obviously when your senses are overloaded, and it often leads to like a meltdown or a shutdown. And for me, I completely, melt down, and now I'm starting to shut down a bit more. But I have a lot of trouble being in big crowds, not because I'm anxious of crowds. I'm not really anxious when I see a lot of people. I just can't handle the sensory implications of being in a big crowd. So if you have any questions about sensory processing and sensory overload, feel free to ask. Bye.